Hello everyone, I'm Jinya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Many friends, after suffering from spleen and stomach diseases, ask me how to take care of our spleen and stomach and how to prevent them from getting hurt. Here, I tell everyone that moderation in diet is the most important thing. Because one of the main reasons that harm the spleen and stomach is irregular eating, spicy and irritating food, overeating and drinking, and being hungry one meal and full the next. This is one of the main causes of spleen and stomach diseases. In the Huandi Neijing, the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Medicine, it is said that ancient people could live to 100 years old and still be agile and flexible. One of the reasons is moderation in diet. From this, we can see that moderation in diet can not only take care of the spleen and stomach but also is the secret to our healthy and long life. So, what is moderation in diet? I believe it should be arranged according to the solar terms and seasonal changes of nature with an attitude of reverence for life. We should comply with nature and not go against it. In particular, it is emphasized to eat foods that are in season and locally produced. For example, when spring comes, everything sprouts. Plants turn green and begin to sprout tender green buds. At this time, we should eat fresh green vegetables as the main food. These vegetables have a sprout breath that can promote the growth of the liver and gallbladder key, which is just right to eliminate the accumulation of autumn fat in winter and stretch the essence and blood that must be stored in winter. When summer comes, everyone should eat some foods that nourish their body fluids. Why eat foods that nourish body fluids? Because there is more sweating in summer, and appropriately increasing some softness is necessary. When autumn comes, various fruits are available, and the season is relatively dry. We should eat some sour and sweet foods to replenish body fluids and relieve dryness. When winter comes, we should eat more meat to nourish our essence and blood. In terms of drinking in spring, we should drink some things that stimulate the operation of qi and blood and are beneficial to the growth of the liver and gallbladder qi, such as hot and sour soup or a little alcohol. And drink less turbid salt water. In autumn, we drink some fruit juice, light salt water in summer, and in winter, we can make some thick soup. Secondly, we should pay attention to the rhythm during the process of eating and drinking. Many people ask, what is the rhythm of eating? We often say that we should eat and drink one mouthful at a time, because the movement of the stomach and intestines is a process of changes in Hong Kong. Note the original text seems to have a mistake here, as Hong Kong typically refers to the concepts of fullness and emptiness in traditional Chinese medicine. But it's not clear how it applies to the context of gastrointestinal motility. The smooth muscle of the gastrointestinal tract moves rhythmically. After food or drinks enter, it becomes full and then gradually empties, goes down, goes to the small intestine, and then to the large intestine. It has a rhythmic wave-like rhythm. Therefore, when we eat, we must leave some room for the stomach and intestines, allowing the power of gastrointestinal motility to overcome the capacity of the food. This is conducive to digestion and absorption. But now many people eat in a hurry, with a strong desire to eat. They're chewing in their mouth, and chopsticks have already reached into the plate to pick up, and eyes may also be looking at the pot. So many people eat fast, which can be described as wolfing down. This is not afraid. The key is that they keep swallowing and swallowing. In this way, our stomach and intestines are suddenly filled with food and drinks, losing elasticity and the rhythm of movement, which is easy to cause food accumulation and blockage. This is why we often emphasize that we must chew slowly and swallow slowly. The last point is moderation in diet. When we eat, we must have rhythm. I often say that we should eat 70 to 80 full. The so-called fullness is the process of filling the stomach and intestines. Why don't we fill it to 100 at once? Let's see how traditional Chinese medicine explains it. Traditional Chinese medicine says that the six food organs use passage as their function, and the six food organs are the yang transmission. In other words, they do not store. They transport quickly, acting like a passing god of wealth. Once you eat until your stomach is full, you will lose the function of gastrointestinal motility and digestion. So, eating with moderation means that we need to restrain our own desires. The difference between humans and animals is here. The reason why humans live healthier, longer, and happier lives than animals is that we have rationality. This rationality is reflected in diet. That is, when you're thirsty, drink, and when you drink, drink some hot water. I often tell everyone that when drinking water, you should sip slowly. For example, you can take 2 or 3 sips each time. This is called savoring. People who drink water like this are tasteful. When eating, no matter how delicious the food is, you should consider the time, place, and occasion. Eat well in the morning, be full at noon, and eat less in the evening. Even if you eat until you are full, it is only 70 to 80 full. When you say 70 to 80 full, healthy people have this sign when they are 70 to 80 full, they would gently burp to remind you that they're full and comfortable. When will this happen? It is when you chew slowly and swallow slowly. If you wolf down your food, this phenomenon is rare. People with unhealthy spleen and stomach always stuff themselves full, and their gastrointestinal tracts do not move and they can't burp. Some people drink cold drinks, and after drinking cold drinks, they burp. I tell you, this burp is fake. It is easy to add carbon dioxide to cold drinks, which turns into gas and comes out. In addition to not promoting gastrointestinal motility, this process also takes away a lot of heat, lowering the temperature of your stomach, causing a loss of hunger and fullness feelings, and the ability to move. Now, when we look at TV advertisements, many stars are holding a chicken in one hand and a drink in the other, eating so fragrant. What information does the advertisement convey to us? That's all capital operation, misleading a lot of our dietary habits, making you eat hard. Haha. They sell fried chicken and cola. In fact, every time I see such an advertisement, I am very angry because it misleads many people. Now let's say that the standard of living is indeed better than before, and materials are abundant. Everyone eats delicious food, nutrition, and tonics desperately. But you must know that the more nutritious you eat, the healthier you are. Instead, it depends on the ability to digest and absorb, which determines your health. For example, it's similar to our current education, advocating that you read good books and classics. It's not just about reading good books. If you're given a world-famous book, a Chinese classic, and you finish reading it, what happens in the end? You have to digest it. You may spend a lot of time reading, and in the end, you get nothing. I think people with strong reading ability can read a comic book. What do you think? Therefore, we need to solve the problem, which is the problem of digestion and absorption, because now almost the vast majority of people have problems with digestion and absorption. First, many of our fans and friends do not have a sense of hunger. We must know that the definition of a person's state in Chinese culture is first that the better a person's state, the more hunger he has. When a person's state is not good, or even we take an extreme example, a person is about to leave, he must not be able to eat or drink, right? Now many people are prone to food accumulation, and they may not even know it for many years, and their abdomen feels hard. Secondly, many people get bloated after eating a little and burp after eating. If they don't walk a big circle, they won't digest. For these two types of friends, those who have no sense of hunger and bloating, I think the more they eat, the more they block themselves, and the more nutritious they eat, they may be more blocked. The third is that our modern people are prone to diarrhea. Eating oily, spicy, cold, and drinking alcohol and hot pot will cause diarrhea. The first two we call blockage, and the latter we call deficiency. In fact, many men now easily have diarrhea. Why? This is deficiency. Everyone knows that the best seeds can produce the best wine and extract the best oil. The essence of wine and oil is refined, but it is obvious that many people cannot digest the essence of things and directly lose it, which is directly manifested as diarrhea. Do you see such people in life? Maybe many people will find it if they observe carefully, but if they don't pay attention, they may not know. So whether it's blockage or deficiency, we need to find a way to eat well and supplement. But do you think what you eat and what you want to supplement can be supplemented? To put it simply and practically, if you have a poor spleen and stomach and cannot digest, you cannot digest even the best food. So the digestive ability of the spleen and stomach is the most important thing. Everyone must remember this sentence and see that we're absorbing and digesting. So we need to create a good spleen and stomach system. In the process of health preservation, we often say a word called strengthening the spleen and appetite. Everyone's understanding of strengthening the spleen and appetite may be to eat some hawthorn or pickles. However, in the traditional Chinese medicine system, we also have 12 hours, which correspond to 12 viscera or 12 meridians. Each hour corresponds to each organ's expression, also called opening. For example, we open the appetite at Chen time and the spleen at Si time. When you say you eat when you open the appetite, is it considered to be opening the appetite? Of course it counts, but what we pursue is not just effective but efficient. Efficient expression is to open the appetite at the time of opening the appetite, which means that the time to eat is very important. So we want to emphasize to our fans that breakfast in a day is very important. The corresponding stomach time is from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and the corresponding spleen time is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. When we have breakfast, it is basically around this time. The role of breakfast is to open the appetite. We have a saying, the plan for a year lies in spring, and the plan for a day lies in the morning. The morning is equivalent to the spring of the day. From the perspective of health preservation, we have said before that health preservation is to preserve vitality, which is endless. What is the most vigorous thing in nature? I tell you, it is the seed. The spleen and stomach in the 5-element system are called what? Soil, right? In the morning, to preserve vitality, we need to sow seeds on the land of the spleen and stomach. Therefore, we can see that breakfast should not only be good and nutritious but also the most core to eat, which should be some that can open the appetite and strengthen the spleen, and also can preserve vitality. So, a truly high quality breakfast can not only ensure the vitality and energy of the day but also be appetizing and spleen strengthening. Even after eating breakfast, many people are hungry before noon, which is correct. However, some people are not hungry all day after eating, which is an abnormal state of hunger and fullness. Today, I will recommend a spleen and stomach nourishing dietary therapy recipe. The five elements in nourishing breakfast paste and the food as breakfast paste. It contains hawthorn, lotus seeds, ureophyrux seeds, chops, tears, and so on. All of these have the effect of strengthening the spleen and stomach, and they're all seafoods, as well as both medicinal and edible foods. Plus, chicken gizzard and hawthorn have the functions of aiding digestion, opening the appetite, and strengthening the spleen and stomach. When you say that we focus on eating and strengthening the spleen and appetite at this time, let me remind everyone that the 10-dimensional breakfast pot and the 5 elements nourishing breakfast pot are all based on the ancient prescription of the 4 immortal Zook. I have added and subtracted it and combined it with the physique of modern people to upgrade it into the 5 elements breakfast paste and the 10-dimensional breakfast paste, which are very suitable for us as breakfast. Today, I talked about moderation in diet. Friends who listen to this program should pay attention to the concept of breakfast. We must preserve vitality, nourish the spleen and stomach, and have enough nutrition in 3 meals a day. Our bodies will get better and better. Alright, I have shared this with you in this issue. Thank you for watching and see you next time. If this program is helpful to you, please share it with more people. Let love be passed on and benefit more people. Goodbye.